Yo, Celtics Nation! Buckle up because today's news is straight up fire. We've got moves that could shake the future of Boston, tough calls stirring up drama, and even a wild twist from across the globe. Is Brad Stevens cooking up something brilliant or about to blow it all up? You won't believe what's going down, so grab a seat, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into these bombshells. Which of these stories is gonna rile up the fan base the most? Drop it in the comments. Celtics Nation is losing it, and for good reason. Per ESPN's Shams Charania, the Celtics are getting monster offers for Jaylen Brown and Derrick White. Yup, our 2024 Finals MVP and defensive wizard are on other teams' radars. But hold up, it's not that simple. With Jason Tatum sidelined by an Achilles injury, he's the only untouchable. Why? The team's choking under the second apron of the luxury tax, and the $6 billion sale of the Celtics is forcing Brad Stevens to slash costs. Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Sam Hauser are also on the trade block, with Dallas, Sacramento, and the Clippers eyeing Jrue. But the spotlight's on Brown, fresh off knee surgery, and White, who's killing it with 16.4 points and 4.8 assists per game. Fans are split. Some say trading Brown is insanity. He's the heart of the team with 20 to 22.2 points and 4.5 assists. Others think White, at 30, might not be worth his $28 million next season. Here's the deal. Stevens wants to keep the duo, but a jaw-dropping offer could change everything. Picture a haul of draft picks or a young star coming in. Would that save the bank and keep Boston contending? Or would it wreck the championship chemistry? The pressure's insane with Tatum out until 2026, and the team needs firepower now. Ex-fans are freaking out. Trade Brown? I'm done. And White for picks? Makes sense. The stakes are sky high. If Stevens bites, it could clear space for a rebuild, but losing Brown or White might dim the garden shine. If no one's traded, then it's a battle to fit those salaries without gutting the roster. It's a chess game, and every move's critical. The offseason's heating up, and fans don't know whether to cheer or panic. Will Stevens hold strong or shock the world with a blockbuster trade? And while we're reeling from that, there's another story that could flip Boston's plans upside down. The vibe's intense, and the board's moving fast. Rumors of a massive trade are buzzing. The Celtics might be targeting Rutgers phenom Dylan Harper in the draft, but it could cost Jaylen Brown or Derrick White. With Brown and Tatum's supermax deals eating up the cap, Brad Stevens needs a miracle to duck the second apron, trading Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, or Sam Hauser. Seems like the easy route, but the focus is bigger. A hot tip from Bill Simmons hints the Spurs are chasing Kevin Durant, and Derrick White could head back to San Antonio in a deal sending Harper to Boston. White, with 16.4 points and 4.8 assists, is worth multiple first-rounders, but at 30, does he fit with Tatum's 2026 return? No. Harper, just 19, is a long-term bet, but White's $26 million salary helps the cap more. The catch? The Spurs won't let go of Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, and if Durant lands there, the money gets tight. Fans on X are lit. Harper's the future, but losing White stings. Brown for picks? Stevens, don't you dare. The game plan's clear. Stevens wants cheap young talent to surround Tatum and Brown, like Ainge did with their rookie. Deals. But betting White on a rookie is a gamble. If Harper flops, fans won't forgive. And Brown, his exit would be an earthquake, though it'd bring assets to rebuild. It's a brutal choice. Go all in now or build for tomorrow. Stevens, unlike Ainge, isn't afraid to sweeten deals, but the cap's a nightmare. If the Spurs go all in with Wembanyama, Fox, and Durant, White fits them perfectly. But what about Boston? Harper and a hole in the defense, and the offseason's chaos, and every rumor hits like a gut punch. And while we're wrapping our heads around this, something's brewing in Europe that could change everything. While the Garden's grappling with trade rumors, a curveball from Turkey's got everyone talking. Joe Mazzulla was spotted at the Turkish League Finals, scouting Fenerbahce's wing Nigel Hayes-Davis. This isn't new. Boston checked out Hayes-Davis pre-draft in 2016, but he went back to Wisconsin and went undrafted. Now, at 30, he's a Euroleague star, dropping 16.7 points and shooting 41% from 3 in 39 games, earning all Euroleague first-team honors. Why is this a big deal? With the cap squeezing tight, Hayes Davis could be a budget-friendly gem. Fans are intrigued but torn. On X, some are hyped. A wing who shoots like that? Sign him up. Others aren't sold. Another G-Leaguer? Hard pass. Mazzulla's clearly thinking depth, with Tatum out until 2026 and trades threatening the core. Hayes Davis, who had brief NBA stints with the Lakers, Raptors, and Kings, proved he's legit in Europe. He'd be a perfect role player, stretching the floor and locking up on D. But here's the hitch. Other NBA teams are circling, and competition could mess things up. The upside? Boston's prior link might seal the deal. Strategy's key now. With the luxury tax crushing, Stevens and Mazzulla are hunting creative fixes to stay competitive without breaking the bank. Hayes Davis won't replace Brown or White, but he could be the rotation piece we need, especially if Drew or Porzingis are traded. The risk? He might not adjust to the NBA after years overseas. On X, one fan nailed it. If he hits 40% from 3, it's a steal. If he flops, who cares? Mazzulla's betting on a hidden gem, but will it pan out? Fans want answers, and the offseason's getting wilder. And while we're picturing Hayes Davis in green, there's an update on one of our stars that'll give you chills. Just when you think the emotional roller coaster's over, here comes another. Jaylen Brown, our 2024 Finals MVP, had arthroscopic knee surgery on Wednesday. Yup. The guy who carried Boston in the playoffs with 22.1 points and 7.1 rebounds went under the knife for a partially torn meniscus. The good news? The Celtics say he'll be ready for training camp, no restrictions. But hold on, fans are on edge. On X, some are relieved. Phew, JB's back for camp. Let's go, champ. Others are stressed. Surgery now? What if he's not 100%? The injury explains why Brown wasn't at his peak late in the playoffs, where Boston fell to the Knicks in the East semis, already without Tatum due to his Achilles tear. Brown, 28, with 22.2 points and 4.5 assists this season, is the team's backbone now. But this surgery casts a shadow. Will he come back flying or struggle with the knee? Boston's strategy's on the line. With Tatum out until 2026, Brown's gotta be the alpha, but a shaky recovery could derail everything. And here's the kicker. With trade rumors swirling around him, this surgery might cool other teams' interest. Or worse, make Stevens rethink keeping him. His $53 million a year deal is a cap killer. On X, one fan laid it out. If JB's not 100%, the season's toast. The offseason's nuts. And this news cranks up the pressure. Brown's the heart of the garden, but injuries don't play fair. Will he return as the playoff beast or need time? Fans are praying, and Stevens is probably crunching number. And while we're rooting for our star, there's a final wrap-up that'll make you rethink Boston's future. Celtics Nation, what a wild ride. Offers for Brown and White, Harper rumors, Mazzulla hunting talent in Turkey, and JB's surgery are hitting us hard. Will Stevens trade our stars or bet on Hayes Davis to save the cap? And Brown, will he bounce back strong or leave us worried? With Tatum out, what's left for the Garden? Are these moves genius or a recipe for disaster? I want to hear from you. Do these decisions save the season or tank it? Smash that like, subscribe, and drop your take in the comments. I'm reading every single one.